Salam alaikum. Alaikum makwene Sara. Salam alaikum. Todo yaya, todo tata. Salam alaikum cuadrilla Congo. Salam alaikum todo inguillo. Make a little video here today. If they don't interrupt my life from work. I want to talk to you guys today about Npolo. Like the title says, Npolo. What is an Npolo? What is? How do we use Npolo? How do we make Npolo? Npolo is a powder, something in a powder form that can be made from inkunis, means sticks, that could be made from insects, that could be made from entoto, dirts, that could be made from bones, anything that we use in a powder form. When you get initiated or when you got initiated, on your cuts, they put in polo as a bilongo medicine, but it's not just used for that. We could use that for macutos. For example, we could use encunia narive or entoto encunia y narive. Means encunia y narive is what we call the ceiba tree. And entoto encunia narive is the dirt that is around the ceiba tree. Where there's a tratado that when you make a candango or a pot for siete rayos, you add the dirt of the ceiba to the clay and you mix it around to make a pot. There's a tratado that is in siete rayos, and I'm not going to discuss that anymore. But yes, basically, it's anything that you can do into a powder form. Powder and to stuff. If we're gonna make an inkisi, a lot of times we put powder. If we're gonna make a resguardo a macuto, we put powders. Also, when we make enganga, we spread empolo powder around it. You can make empolo to mix with fula, and when we light up the fula, that empolo gets all mixed with the smoke, and that's when we throw at somebody with gunpowder. Fula is gunpowder. So empolo is something that is very important in this tradition, and it's something that you need to learn how to make, how to use. And in order for you to do that, you need to know your roots. You need to know your herbs. You need to know your incunis or incunia. Because if you put the wrong type of herb in there, and let's say you're making an empolo to go inside for a bilongo, inside the engombe or the encombo, inside the skin, if you use a poisonous herb or a poisonous stick, it's gonna create a lot of issues for that person. When it comes to makutos, you need to know the inkunis or incunia that you're gonna use in there, because if you are putting the wrong type of stick powder in there, it could also go reverse against the person. So it's very simple, very simple. How you doing, Adrian? Malekum Bakwenda Sara, Luna. Um, and yes, a lot of times we will go get in toto. Like if you're doing an amulet for good luck or for money, sometimes we'll say, and not everyone, right? We'll say, go get some in toto, go get some dirt from in front of a bank that is always busy, or in front of a store, in front of a restaurant, in front of an establishment that has a lot of business coming in, that is dealing with a lot of money, right? that is open all the time, open 24/7, like gas stations or whatever, and Ganga sends you to do. And then we'll get another example in Cunha, Abre Camino, and we'll start scraping it um, to try to get a powder out. And then we mix that with that in toto, and we could mix other things in there to make a little makuto, to put inside a little bracelet, so you can have that luck, or your roads are open, or you have money coming in all the time. A lot of times we could use that to make a makuto for a business. So the business always has clients, they have business all the time, and they stay busy. It depends what the purpose is that you're trying to get. But again, empolos are something very, um, they are used a lot. We use a lot of empolos. There's not many things that we can't do without having empolos. And a lot of times, even in the chamba is a drink that we blow. It's a liquid that we blow into the nganga to awaken the energy, to get the energies moving around the moon. And so it's a very peppery, spicy. It's almost like you got mace. Okay, the spray mace that gets into your eyes. It'll start making you cough. But a lot of times, depends on the house. Tata will make an empolo to introduce into that chamba. So yes, I just hope I answered the question that somebody asked me. What is empolo? How do we use empolo? Empolo is very, very important in this tradition, especially to know the right types of empolos. Because, well, in my practice in our house, it's not just let's make an empolo when somebody's gonna get initiated. Because in our lineage, well, and I'm in my munanso, because I cannot speak for every Brahma con Brahma, right? We use something that is called the dikenga or the encila, and that's a sign, a sigil that comes up when we are trying to divine your spiritual path. Okay, we don't believe in that siete rayo, mamachola, chango, and stuff, because that's different. That's the nganga that's gonna walk with you by your spirituality, your spiritual path. What were you born to do? Under what star were you born? Right? What is the reason you need to get initiated? So it's like a cross, and it has a zero, a plus, and a zero, and those have a different names. There are 16 of them. So through that, it also tells us what type of powders, what type of herbs, sticks, the animals, insects, engandos, kiringandos, wiringandos, chiringandos, all the engandos that go into that empolo, that goes according to your spiritual path, to give that en salamuyo, and to give that en kangwame, the shadow, and salamuyo, the spirit, and to open your entu or your lucerna. Entu means that the intelligence, right? That will help you with that. So I understand a lot of people make it different. They just start putting things together, and it's the same in polo for everyone. For us, it's different because every spirituality will have certain herbs that they can work with, and certain herbs and sticks that will go against them, that instead of helping them will cause a lot of issues, more issues in their life. But that's our belief system. That's the belief system of our lineage, my moon and soul. That's the way Yaya and I do it. We kind of go more into sukumutu kumi, right? More into the more traditional, the old ways in that part. Now, I'm not saying that that's straight African, but it goes more traditional, more far than what people are doing today. Now, there's a lot of houses that still do that. There's a houses that don't. They just grab a whole bunch of things and put it in there, right? So another Npolo is when you're smoking sunga, you're smoking that cigar, and you are talking to that herb, because Nsunga is the spirit. Nsunga is an energy. The cigar, the tobacco is a what you call it, a basambi, right? It's a spirit. And then you are talking to the cigar, and a lot of times that see the ashes from the cigar is also mixed in the empolo that is used on the day of your initiation, on the day of your embolsamiento, rayamiento, juramento, and kimba. Now, we use the word in kimba a lot, but in reality, if we go back to Africa, and kimba is the ceremonies they give the young men when they cut off the foreskin, when they cut off the extra skin of the penis. That is the true ceremony of that. But here in the United States and in Cuba, we got used to using that word. Another word that we use, and I know I'm getting off the topic, is baquiña or baquiñar, right? But baquiña belongs to another practice. Um, I have it here. That practice is very famous, but it's just stuck in the tip of my mouth, right? Abacua. It's when you get initiated into abacua, they say vamos a baquiñar. Okay. But going back, um, Npolos is also known as an engando because it goes on fondo canasta. And engando is basically everything that you see. Yo mismo tata son mismo engando. An incunia could be an engando. A snake is an engando. A bird is an engando. But at the same time, just like I mentioned that, we also make empolo from those engandos. I could take a bone of a bird because enganga tells me, well, you need to get these bones from this bird, from a hawk, from an eagle, from a mayimbe, dry them up, crush them up, and make them into a powder that later on could be used for anything, right? For example, if I'm going to use mayimbe and I'm going to use the bones of mayimbe, even a dry meat, but let's use the bones, right, of mayimbe, and I could also use the feathers to cut them up very thin, and then I'm gonna send somebody a little gift, right? I'm gonna send somebody a little gift to create havoc in their life, but I want to send it through the air. Yes, can I work with Lucero? Can I work with Cuatro Vientos stuff? But I want to work with an energy or a spirit of that mayimbe, so that mayimbe could fly through the air, so it's not going to be detected and then drop where it needs to drop. Okay, it's something that you that will make common sense when you start practicing. Remember, in this tradition, there is no there's no there's no way. Oh, I can't do that. There's no way to do that. There's always a way, but you have to use your N2, your divine N2, right? Um, and you have to talk to Nganga. Nganga's always gonna tell you, do it this way, here, and you'll be amazed when you receive your Nganga and you start working with Nganga and Nkisi, even with a what you call it, an empaka. You'll be amazed how that spirit, because in reality, the Nganga is you, the Nganja is you, right? And when you got initiated, that was in Polo from the bones of the dead of the pot that came within you, but you also received the muerto. So that muerto that you received during your initiation is the one that is also guiding you and teaching you. And leke leke, right here in your ear, talking in your ear, right? And monda, talking again in your ear, telling you do this, do that, here. And that's why we say everyone has their own way. Cada Congo con su maña. because that spirit will talk to you. The spirit that was given to you and that walks with you, but that spirit is not gonna come and talk to me. You see? So everyone has a teacher that walks next to them. That enfumbe that was given to you, that enfumbe that protects you, that enfumbe from the enganga that looks after you. So once again, learn your herbs, learn your birds. Remember, anything that can be crushed down from seeds, um, branches, leaves, dirts, animal parts, bones, anything that could be powder is what we call an Npolo. So I hope I answer, and I'm talking to the person who asked me this. I hope you got the answer to the question that you gave. Guys, if you have questions, you can always message me on email and send me your questions. It also will give me ideas on videos to make. Because if you have the question, I'm pretty sure there's thousands of other people that have the same questions. But anyways, salam alaikum, alaikum bakwenda Sara y que Zambia locutare con mucho más y menos. You have a blessed day.